Guten Morgen everyone, здравствуйте, привет, чики, брики. As you guys all know, in Osu game, Wildcat put it best for how you're supposed to play it, where your mental is literally everything. It's not your physical prowess with your fingers or how fast you can tap on the keyboard. It's all about your mental, because your mental dictates how you're going to play, how you're going to improve, and how you're going to FC maps. It's literally everything. It's just all in your mind. But in this video, I want to talk about something that I think is the worst mindset you could ever have in Osu game. Like we said, the best mindset, where's the mental, right? Focus on your mental. Well, I didn't really specify what is the best mindset, but perhaps I'll give you guys this reverse psychology and say this is the worst mindset ever and you should actually do this instead. So I'm going to show you guys this Reddit post where it was made by this person named Child Fanboy, the most sussiest name in the world. But this person is basically saying the thing I hate about top players, and they said whenever I struggle, I always think of how an average top player like Vaxay, BTMC, or Itki with the same amount of hours as me would perform in that map. Well, I struggle with even the most basic patterns like 5-note bursts. They probably didn't even think of how to do it. I always try to micro optimize or improve at the very least in any session, but it's just annoying to think of thereof. It's due to my overly competitive feature that I frequent this game in the subreddit, and I know this is toxic and won't get me anywhere, but I also have no way of coping with it either. Don't take this as little hate, please. Just a baby fit because someone's better than me, blah blah blah. And I was reading this post and I was like, okay dude, you're having the wrong mental. Like everyone is disliking this, they're downvoting it to hell. There's a shit ton of comments on this because obviously like, dude, you're just not how you're supposed to play the game and compare yourself to the top players. Because if you're gonna be like airing Osu and the Osu waste of time and say it's a waste of time to compete with Emmerich and try to compete with him, yeah, it's a waste of time for that aspect. But if you're trying to compete with the top players like this and just started, well, that's kind of a stupid mindset to have. I want to address this one comment that this person said that I really agree with, where some of you guys might be going through the same struggle as well. I know that I as well did that for a very long time while playing Osu game. But he basically said, I never understood how people get demotivated or even annoyed at comparing themselves to top players. That's like the average Osu player getting annoyed because they can't outrun Usain Bolt. It's not even comparable. Just do your own thing and focus on your own improvement. So I really like this guy's comment here by Chibu68_. Like this guy is really just saying you don't have to be comparing yourself to the top players here. You got to focus on your own grind. And I just want to extend on this topic a bit. I'm pretty in touch with this topic where I've struggled with it many times before, because many times when I played Osu game, I'll be hopping on and I would look at the friend leaderboard or global leaderboard and I'm comparing myself to the other people and be like, I did better than this person, or oh shit, I'm doing worse than this person. Like it's a pretty toxic mindset to have. I understand that it's pretty good for you to actually compete with others and really get your blood boiling. I understand there's a usage case for that, but for the most part I feel like it's not very that relevant, where if you frame it in the mindset of, oh my god, I can't do this but BTMC can do this, like dude, what are you even thinking about, bro? This is freaking stupid, because everyone has their own grind at the end of the day. We all have our different circumstances and we all have our own grinds and we all have our own scenarios, where perhaps for Taiko players, for example, the majority of the top Taiko players are Japanese. And is that a freaking coincidence? No, because it came from Japan. The Japanese players already have the Taiko experience beforehand, before hopping on Osu Taiko. You can't really compare yourself to the Japanese players because they had their own different scenario and circumstance, where they played all the Taiko no Tatsujin and was twerking on those Taiko maps and freaking arcade. Like you can't compare yourself to these other people. They have different circumstances. That's just an example on my part. And I also want to give a circumstance for myself as well, where idea of that you don't compare yourself to other people and you just compare yourself to your own grind and actually compare yourself to your past self. I want to relay that on the topic of gym or fitness, for example. So fitness is something that I like a lot recently for the last couple years, but the fitness field also has a similar issue with Osu players here, where people tend to compare themselves to the top G's of fitness. So if you're probably going to go to the gym and you see this guy who's absolutely shredded and jacked, and then you just started working out like a month in and you're comparing yourself to him and you're like, damn, I just started going for a month, but like I'm comparing myself to this G that's been working for 10 years, and like how am I not at this guy's level yet? Like you're gonna feel very bad about yourself, and a lot of people are going to go through this similar phase. I know that I did. Like I was comparing myself to like everyone out here when I went to the gym, but like that guy's stronger than me, and or like that guy's weaker than me. Like again, I think it's a good tool for you to motivate yourself to see how high of a bar you can get up to and try to push yourself to that level. But it comes to a point sometimes where it can get really toxic and you're like, okay, well, I can freaking do this bicep curl for 20 pounds, but that guy can do it for 40 pounds. Why can't I do it? And then you just feel really shitty about yourself and lose your motivation and stop going. Like I see this freaking happen all the time, even in freaking Osu players. And what I eventually came to my own conclusion is that no, You don't compare yourself to the top G's of this. You compare yourself to your past self. That's the best way to do it. And that's really the best way to motivate yourself, because your circumstance is unique to your own, right? Everyone has their own circumstance. And I just wanted to segue on that point right there, where OSU players and fitness players, it's the same shit, right? It's all improvement at the end of the day. Every time you hop on, every time you go to the gym, it's all improvement. It's just that fitness is a higher bar because it's not really that fun to do it compared to playing OSU. But that is just a matter of discipline. The only difference is discipline. It's the same goddamn thing. But besides that, I also want to segue on this different topic, just briefly mention this one thing where I saw the score post by Aireu. Like, Aireu is one of my friends IRL, and he's pretty Chillington, but he was making this score post. Like, there was a score post on him where he was almost FCing Blue Zenith, the old one, for Hard Rock, and 99.56% AC and get a 7059 PP. And if you guys do not know what's the meme with Aireu here, I don't think Aireu's that hip and cool with the when you see it meme, because he spawned from it. But it kind of sucks when you grow up past that stage and you look at your younger self and you just die of cringe when you're making this when you see it meme.
727! 727! When do you see it? When you fucking see it?
And unfortunately for Aireu, it got very popular and everyone says when you see it to like literally everything, right? But I was looking at this play and I just want to briefly mention what is Blood trying to do here, right? Because this is such a close score to how it was back then, where the when you see it meme was even spawned from, where Cookies he got the 727 PB on Blue Zenith with Hard Rock because he choked it, and then he did it on Hidden Hard Rock again, but then it was again 727 PP. So I think he was just trying to do that. I don't know if he was like actually trying to go for that, but if the stars aligned and this was the old PP meta and that was actually 727, everyone would lose their shit. I was just gonna say that really quick, and a lot of comments are like, should have got more 400 to one. I can't fucking speak English. And then all the other people putting the gifs of Aireu putting his finger and be like, when you see it, oh my god. And honestly, like this when you see it meme, I kind of think it's like, it's very over milked in the OSU community. Like, I don't really find it that funny, but it's kind of just a staple foundational meme in the OSU community that people just have to say it, even though I don't really think it's that funny. Maybe some other people have my same stance, or maybe I just had the worst sense of humor in the world and I'm supposed to find when you see it funny when you see 727 like all the time. Like, I personally see 727 all the time in my life, but I never freaking point it out. I just look at it and I'm just like thinking, gosh, I just think of the freaking meme and then I just move on with my life. I don't really have an overreaction into it like, oh my god, when you see it. Dude, I think it's so fucking cringe, honestly. But that's pretty much all I want to say in this video. Just wanted to briefly mention a thing about Aireu here. That's my G right there. I just want to say that you're grinding really hard in OSU game, and I hope that the rest of your life right now and your circumstances going well too. I'm not going to disclose what's going on because I know Aireu's a very private person, so I don't want to disclose too many details, but he's got his own grind going on, and I just want to say keep going, man. But that's everything I want to say, and I'll see you guys.